The spiritual alignment on November 16th is not just another day on the calendar, it is a divinely orchestrated moment in time that carries profound significance for the chosen ones. This is a day where the heavens open a portal of opportunity, a time when the spiritual and physical realms intersect in ways that are rare and powerful. To fully grasp the weight of this alignment, it is essential to understand that God's timing is perfect, and every detail of our lives is orchestrated with precision. For those who are sensitive to spiritual frequencies, this alignment will not go unnoticed. You may feel an unusual heaviness, a sense of urgency, or even an inexplicable pull toward prayer, fasting, or meditation. These are not coincidences, they are signals from the spiritual realm, invitations to step into a higher level of awareness and responsiveness. The alignment itself is a convergence of energies that have been building for months, sometimes even years, preparing the chosen ones for a shift that is both personal and collective. This is a moment when God is not just offering guidance but is actively positioning His people for advancement, for breakthroughs that have been delayed, and for revelations that will redefine their paths. Understanding the gravity of this day requires a level of spiritual maturity that goes beyond casual belief. It demands that you recognize the unseen forces at work and the delicate interplay between your actions, your faith, and the timing of divine intervention. God is meticulous in His plans, and He uses days like November 16th as checkpoints, opportunities for the faithful to align themselves with His will and to demonstrate readiness to receive what He has been preparing. The chosen ones are not ordinary recipients of blessings, they are those selected by divine purpose to carry out specific roles in God's plan. This means that the alignment on November 16th is tailored specifically to them, designed to awaken dormant potentials, to amplify spiritual gifts, and to bring clarity to missions that have been long awaited. To ignore or underestimate this day is to risk missing a window that cannot be replicated, a moment when the flow of God's power is at a peak and is available for those attuned to receive it. The spiritual alignment is also a call to vigilance. It is a reminder that the chosen ones must be alert, discerning, and intentional about their actions. This day is not meant for casual observance or for routine spiritual practices, it is meant for heightened engagement with the divine, a deliberate tuning of the heart and mind to hear the voice of God above all other distractions. In practical terms, this may manifest as a strong urge to pray at specific times, to seek solitude for reflection, or to engage in acts of obedience that may feel challenging but are spiritually necessary. The universe is orchestrated in such a way that when you respond correctly to this alignment, doors that were previously closed begin to open, opportunities that were invisible come into view, and the path forward becomes illuminated. Conversely, neglecting the significance of this day can result in spiritual stagnation, missed opportunities, and delays in breakthroughs that have been divinely promised. The alignment is not just about receiving, it is about positioning. It is about stepping into the spiritual rhythm that God has established for your life and synchronizing your actions, your prayers, and your mindset with the divine currents that are moving at this precise moment. The chosen ones are called to be sensitive to these currents, to recognize the subtle nudges that guide them toward alignment, and to act with faith even when the instructions may seem unclear or challenging. This day serves as a spiritual litmus test, revealing the depth of one's faith, the sincerity of one's commitment, and the readiness to embrace the next level of divine intervention. God's timing is exact, and He does not waste moments. The alignment on November 16th is a manifestation of this precision, a day that has been set apart to bring clarity, restoration, and acceleration to those who are prepared to receive it. It is a moment when spiritual barriers are lowered, when the flow of divine favor is intensified, and when the chosen ones have the opportunity to step into their next assignment with confidence and authority. The power of this alignment is amplified by intentional spiritual engagement. This is not a passive moment to be observed, it is an active invitation to participate in the unfolding of God's plan. Through prayer, meditation, fasting, and focused worship, the chosen ones can tune their spiritual receptors to the frequencies of heaven, allowing them to perceive insights, directions, and confirmations that are otherwise inaccessible. In essence, the alignment is a signal, a cosmic marker that distinguishes ordinary days from those that carry extraordinary potential. It is a reminder that God's work in the lives of the chosen ones is intentional, that every spiritual shift is purposeful, and that divine breakthroughs require both awareness and response. The alignment is also an opportunity for spiritual refinement. It exposes areas of weakness, unpreparedness, or distraction, giving the chosen ones a chance to realign their hearts and minds with God's purposes. This purification process is essential because the breakthroughs that follow are not merely material or external, they are deeply transformative, affecting every aspect of life, from relationships to career, from personal calling to spiritual growth. Engaging with this alignment requires courage, discipline, and faith. It is a day to prioritize the unseen over the seen, the eternal over the temporary, and the spiritual over the mundane. The chosen ones who embrace this alignment with reverence and intentionality position themselves to receive not only the breakthrough they have been anticipating but also the wisdom, discernment, and spiritual empowerment necessary to sustain and multiply the blessings that follow. Every detail of November 16th has been divinely orchestrated, from the alignment of heavenly bodies to the spiritual atmospheres surrounding the chosen ones. To be attuned to this moment is to be in harmony with God's timing, to step into the rhythm of divine orchestration, and to experience the fullness of what He has been preparing. Ignoring divine instructions or spiritual nudges on November 16th can carry consequences that go far beyond the immediate moment, impacting the trajectory of your breakthrough and the fulfillment of God's plan for your life. This day is not ordinary, it is saturated with prophetic energy, a spiritual convergence where heaven communicates directly with the chosen ones. God uses such days to test responsiveness, obedience, and spiritual awareness, and the consequences of neglect are significant because divine timing is precise. Many people fail to recognize that missing or dismissing a divine appointment is not a trivial oversight. It is a misalignment with the flow of grace, a missed opportunity to step into a season that has been meticulously prepared. The spiritual realm operates with laws and patterns that the natural eye cannot see. Just as a farmer must plant and water seeds according to the seasons to see growth, so must the chosen ones act in harmony with God's timing to receive the harvest He has prepared. On November 16th, God is orchestrating specific encounters, revelations, and openings that will directly affect your breakthrough, your destiny, and your spiritual elevation. Ignoring these nudges, even subtly, can cause delays that feel frustrating, as if you are moving against a current rather than being carried forward by it. Spiritual nudges come in many forms: a strong inner urging to pray or fast, an unexpected message, a prophetic word, or a situation that seems orchestrated to capture your attention. These are not coincidences, they are deliberate communications from God, designed to guide, correct, and prepare you for what is coming. To overlook them is to dismiss the very hand of God actively working in your life. Many fail to act because they rely solely on natural understanding, judging circumstances by what they see rather than what is revealed spiritually. Faith requires discernment, the ability to hear beyond the noise of daily life, to perceive the whispers of God that carry critical instructions. November 16th is layered with spiritual significance, and responding correctly requires awareness, attentiveness, and intentionality. Even small acts of obedience on this day can catalyze monumental shifts, while neglect can stall the momentum that God has been building for months or even years. The chosen ones are in a position where the stakes are high. God has placed them in a season where breakthrough is imminent, yet the timing and the method by which it is released depend on their willingness to align with divine instruction. Each act of obedience opens channels, breaks barriers, and positions the individual to receive what has been prepared. Ignoring these instructions, however, can result in spiritual resistance, where what should flow freely becomes delayed, complicated, or blocked entirely. The breakthrough prepared by God is not just about material or external gains. It is often multidimensional, involving personal transformation, relational restoration, spiritual empowerment, and the activation of divine assignments. Missing a key spiritual appointment compromises the holistic impact of what God intends to release. God is patient, but his plans operate with divine logic and order. Every day, he gives opportunities for alignment, but certain days carry specific weight and cannot be replicated. November 16th is such a day, a peak moment where spiritual momentum is concentrated and the consequences of action or inaction are amplified. To ignore divine instructions is to miss a strategic window, one that has been established with exact timing and purpose. The spiritual consequences of neglect are not always immediate or visible, but they manifest over time. The chosen ones may feel delays, confusion, repeated obstacles, or a lack of clarity, even in areas where breakthrough seemed imminent. God allows these moments as lessons, but the delay could have been avoided through attentiveness, obedience, and alignment. Recognizing the critical importance of divine nudges also strengthens spiritual maturity. It cultivates sensitivity to the voice of God, sharpens discernment, and develops the ability to navigate future opportunities with greater awareness. Each response to God's prompting is a step into deeper intimacy and trust, a declaration that the chosen one is ready to partner with him in the unfolding of destiny. On November 16th, the universe is orchestrated in such a way that every spiritual alignment, every encounter, every moment is calibrated to bring maximum impact for those who are responsive. Those who ignore the nudges risk moving out of rhythm with this divine orchestration, causing their spiritual progression to stall or their breakthroughs to be postponed. The instructions given on this day may not always appear monumental in the natural sense. They might involve committing time to prayer, engaging in spiritual reflection, fasting, or seeking prophetic guidance. Yet, their spiritual weight is immense because they act as keys, unlocking doors that lead to breakthroughs, divine connections, and life-altering shifts. Failure to heed these prompts can result in a spiritual vacuum, where the power and favor that were intended to flow remain suspended, waiting for responsiveness. The chosen ones are uniquely positioned to receive these blessings because God has prepared them for such moments. Ignoring what is being presented is essentially turning away from a gift that has been carefully prepared and calibrated to meet their exact need and season. Divine instructions are not arbitrary, they are strategic. Each instruction, each nudge, and each moment of spiritual prompting is an intentional part of the architecture God has designed to elevate, empower, and prepare the chosen ones. Disregarding them is to disregard the wisdom, timing, and authority of God Himself. This is why attentiveness on November 16th is critical. The day carries a concentrated spiritual weight, and those who recognize it, respond to it, and act with faith will experience acceleration, clarity, and divine positioning. Conversely, those who ignore the instructions may find that doors they expected to open remain closed, that clarity is delayed, or that opportunities are missed entirely. God's timing is perfect, and His preparation for breakthroughs is precise. November 16th carries prophetic energy that demands stillness, prayer, and discernment to unlock heavenly favor. This day is unlike any ordinary day, it is a spiritual threshold where the divine realm intersects with the earthly, creating a window of opportunity that can dramatically alter the course of your life. The chosen ones are those who are called to recognize these sacred moments and respond with faith, obedience, and heightened awareness. God often uses specific days like this to test readiness, to separate those who are spiritually sensitive from those who are distracted or lukewarm, and to release blessings and revelations that are only accessible to those attuned to His timing. The prophetic energy of November 16th is not just symbolic, it is active, dynamic, and tangible for those who are willing to engage with it. It manifests in heightened intuition, unexpected encounters, divine instructions, and moments of clarity that cannot be replicated on ordinary days. The importance of stillness cannot be overstated, because it allows the chosen ones to attune themselves to the subtle frequencies of heaven. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and urgent demands, taking the time to be still before God is a radical act of spiritual discipline. Stillness is not merely inactivity, it is intentional alignment with the divine, a posture that opens the heart and mind to hear God's voice clearly and to perceive the direction He is leading. Prayer is the conduit through which this prophetic energy flows. On November 16th, Prayers offered with sincerity, faith, and intentionality carry an amplified weight, capable of shifting circumstances, breaking chains, and invoking favor that extends beyond the immediate moment. The chosen ones are called to lift their voices, not as a ritualistic exercise, but as a deliberate engagement with heaven, a spiritual dialogue that positions them to receive insight, protection, and guidance for the breakthrough God has been preparing. Discernment is equally critical because this day brings both opportunities and tests. The spiritual realm often presents multiple paths, some aligned with God's will and others that appear attractive but lead to delay or distraction. Discernment allows the chosen ones to navigate these moments with clarity, to recognize which instructions come from heaven, and to act decisively on what God is revealing. This prophetic energy is designed to accelerate spiritual growth and open doors that have been long awaited. It is a time when hidden purposes are revealed, divine connections are established, and strategies for overcoming obstacles become clear. Those who fail to engage with the prophetic frequency of this day risk missing these revelations, remaining in cycles of waiting, or encountering delays in the manifestation of God's promises. The energy of November 16th also carries a communal aspect. The chosen ones are not only positioned for personal breakthroughs but are often linked to a larger divine plan that impacts others. The favor, wisdom, and insight received on this day can ripple outward, influencing families, communities, and even nations. Acting in alignment with God on November 16th is therefore both a personal responsibility and a part of fulfilling a greater mission. To maximize the potential of this day, preparation is essential. The chosen ones are encouraged to enter it with intentionality, having cleared distractions, sought spiritual clarity, and set their hearts on divine alignment. This preparation allows the prophetic energy to be fully received and applied. The lessons embedded in this day are multifaceted. They teach the value of patience, the importance of obedience, the power of faith-driven action, and the necessity of spiritual sensitivity. Each act of stillness, each intentional prayer, and each discerned step taken on November 16th contributes to unlocking favor that may have been dormant, initiating breakthroughs that have been delayed, and confirming divine strategies that guide the chosen ones into their next season. The day itself is a spiritual amplifier, intensifying what is already present in the life of the chosen ones. It magnifies faith, enhances insight, and strengthens spiritual authority. What might ordinarily take months or years to manifest can occur in a compressed time frame for those who fully engage with the divine rhythm of November 16th. Furthermore, this prophetic energy brings clarity to long-standing questions, resolves spiritual confusion, and illuminates the next steps in God's plan. It helps the chosen ones distinguish between temporary setbacks and divine detours, between distractions and divine assignments. This clarity is invaluable because it prevents wasted energy, misguided decisions, and unnecessary delays. The spiritual practices engaged in on this day have lasting effects. The prayers, the discernment, and the stillness do not merely impact the 24 hours of November 16th, they ripple forward, establishing a foundation for ongoing breakthroughs, deeper intimacy with God, and strengthened spiritual resilience. The chosen ones who embrace the day with full awareness position themselves to move into new levels of favor, authority, and spiritual influence. The power of November 16th is also in its ability to realign destinies. Many who are poised for transformation experience shifts that recalibrate their purpose, realign relationships, and redirect opportunities in accordance with God's design. It is a day where divine interventions occur in ways that are precise, timely, and transformative, yet these interventions are contingent on engagement, faith, and responsiveness. The prophetic energy is both a promise and a challenge, a promise that God is ready to move powerfully on behalf of the chosen ones, and a challenge to rise above distraction, disbelief, and delay. Those who meet the day with reverence, discipline, and spiritual sensitivity will unlock not just temporary blessings but enduring favor and breakthroughs that mark a significant turning point in their spiritual journey. November 16th is a divine appointment, a sacred window that offers insight, alignment, and empowerment. The chosen ones are called to rise to the occasion, to embrace stillness, prayer, and discernment, and to allow the prophetic energy of the day to guide them into the fulfillment of God's promises. Engaging fully with this day ensures that the favor, wisdom, and breakthroughs prepared for them will manifest in alignment with divine timing, setting the stage for a new season of spiritual abundance and purpose. God is waiting to reveal His plans, and November 16th is the key to unlocking the blessings and breakthroughs He has prepared. This day is more than an opportunity, it is a divine invitation to step fully into the destiny He has ordained, to walk in alignment with His will, and to experience the fullness of His favor in every area of life. The prophetic energy of November 16th is a call to action, a call to awareness, and a call to faith, and those who respond will witness the manifestation of God's power and promises in remarkable ways.